Hey guys, this is Kia and today I have my September favorites video for you, and I'm super excited to share all of the things that I have this month because most of them are new and I did a lot of exploring this month of September, so let's just go ahead and get started. I'm first going to talk about an HG skincare product that I've just recently discovered. By recently I mean like 3 weeks ago, I believe. Ulta was having a sale, and so I picked up this really very hyped lotion called 10Q Anti-Wrinkle Sensitive Skin Cream by Eucerin. And I usually don't go with drugstore brands for skincare because usually either the product isn't as effective when I purchase from the drugstore, or it just makes me break out, or I feel like it's not really doing anything. This is, I actually don't remember how much it was. I would say $10 or $11 at Ulta. And it comes in this really nice glass jar. It's pretty scentless. Some say that it smells like vanilla frosting. I don't think so. I think it's pretty scentless. I haven't noticed any sort of strange scent with this. But what I love about it is that my skin absorbs it almost immediately, and most importantly, it's kept my skin completely clear for 3 weeks. And that usually doesn't happen when I switch to a different moisturizer. It takes my skin a little while to get used to it, but I saw the results of this moisturizer almost instantly. And I actually should probably do an entire video on this moisturizer because it is so good. It's a lot less rich than your average like CeraVe or your average night cream, but it's more of like a medium texture moisturizer, but I just love it. The morning after I wake up, my skin is so moisturized and not overly oily, which happens sometimes to me, but this gets absorbed right away and it leaves a really beautiful matte finish. So I'm loving this. The reason why I haven't used this sooner actually is because it used to have parabens in it, but recently I think the ingredients, Eucerin has adjusted the ingredients, so I'm going to read to you what's on the box. But it's got like water, glycerin, which is normal. It's got a bunch of hydrogenated cocoa glycerides, which are basically I think like coconut oil is what it is. And it's got shea butter, it has biotin, which is really, really important. It has Q10, which is a type of coenzyme that your skin naturally produces, and that decreases as you get a little bit older. But what's really important is that they've kind of switched out the parabens that used to be in this for a more plant-based type of preservative in here. And to be honest, like, you can talk about the ingredients list all you want, but when you try this product out and it just works so well, I think it speaks for itself. Enough about this. It's supposed to be on my September favorites, and I've spent like the past 3-4 minutes talking about this cream, but I love it, so you guys should definitely check it out because it's so good. The next September favorites product that made it into this video is the Sephora face. It's an eye makeup remover, but it's from the Sephora face line. And I actually hated this when I first bought it because I thought it was so ineffective. But I realized really recently someone else had messaged me about it on YouTube and said, oh, I've had the exact same issue, but if you just use more of the product, a little bit more, it actually makes a huge difference. And thank you so much to the person who emailed me that, because as you can tell by how little product I have left in this bottle, I've used it every single night to take off my waterproof makeup and even just to take off my eye makeup. It's so effective. I just put it onto a cotton puff, like a cotton ball, and I'll just take my eye makeup off and it works so well. And then I wash my face afterwards, but this has been one of my favorite makeup removers that I've ever used. So if you guys are interested in a good eye makeup remover, check this out. It's by the Sephora line. The next product I wanted to talk about is the Maybelline PureStay Powder Foundation with SPF 15. I usually don't use a powder foundation because I have pretty dry skin, but lately, because I've been using this Eucerin moisturizer, my skin's been looking really great and very hydrated. So I decided to try this powdered formula, which I originally had loved when I first bought it, but then my skin started getting drier, so I switched to a liquid foundation slash BB cream. And I am in the color Buff. I got this a little while ago, but it's the perfect shade for me, and I'm like an NC20, so Buff is the color that you guys are looking for. I don't actually know if this is still on the market. I think it is. but it stays all day. It matches my skin perfectly. It has really, really good coverage, and I don't need a finishing powder or anything. I just put this on onto any discoloration or just any redness that I have on my face, and it covers it up perfectly. It's so easy. I actually just use it with the little puff that it comes with, the little pad. So, and it has a little mirror on the inside, which is really great for when you guys are on the go. It's very inexpensive, and I've been using this pretty much every single day of September, and will probably continue to use this unless my skin gets really dry again, but hopefully with my new moisturizer it won't. So the next product I wanted to talk about is my blush, and I'm just going to go over it really quickly because I think this was also in my August favorites. But this is the NARS Orgasm blush. Really beautiful, lovely coral color. Use it with a good, stiffer, angled contour brush or else it won't show up, because I used to hate this blush and thought it was completely overhyped because I was using like a MAC blush brush and it just doesn't show up that well. But I use the Sonia Kashuk all-purpose, multi-purpose angled contour brush, and it works so well. I just tap it in and put it on my cheeks. It's actually what I'm wearing now, and I'm just wearing this color. Go check this out. Use a proper brush. So the next product I wanted to talk about is this L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in Iced Latte. And this has been pretty popular on YouTube. It is supposed to be like a dupe of, I think, like the Armani eyeshadows, the pressed eyeshadows. And it's so beautiful because it's the perfect inner corner highlight. So definitely go and check this out. It's really beautiful. It's almost like, I think, I used to own Steal a Kitten, which I don't anymore, but it's super similar to Steal a Kitten with, I would say, mixed with like MAC nylon. That very, very shimmery sheen, but not so much with a white pale cast. It's more of like a champagne warmer hue. Okay, moving on. I have four lip products. Kind of a lip product junkie for September, but they each serve a different purpose. I'm going to talk about them one at a time. One, chapstick. I've talked about this so many times. Nivea A Kiss of Moisture is my all-time favorite Nivea chapstick. I own like 8 billion of them, and this is like the only chapstick that I use until I cannot use it anymore. I use it all the time before sleep. I use it after I use my Lush lip scrub. It's wonderful. You guys should check it out. This one is my all-time favorite, A Kiss of Moisture. I also like A Kiss of Smoothness, which is light blue. And then I would say my third favorite is A Kiss of Milk and Honey. But if you guys like the Vaseline type of feel without, and you want a lip product that doesn't have petrolatum in it, this is the way to go, because it just coats your lips. That's like the best word I can use to describe it. It really coats your lips as if you have Vaseline on them, and it's like a heavy moisture surge. Next, I wanted to talk about this L'Oreal Color Riche Balm, and it is in the color Tender Mauve in 518. It's really, really sheer, but if you guys want just a hint of color that's super natural, it's a cool tone purplish mauve, and you don't want to use the Nivea chapstick, then I would definitely go with this. It's really beautiful, and the packaging is exquisite, as you guys can see. L'Oreal's packaging is pretty good. They're definitely more moisturizing than the lip butters from Revlon, but they are sheer, so keep that in mind when you guys are purchasing it. The only other color that I would recommend is a plum one. I can't remember what it's called, but it has the word plum in it, and Tender Mauve. I've heard the others are super, super sheer. Next, I'm going to talk about a lipstick, and this is my favorite September lipstick. It is the Revlon Super Lustrous lipstick in Mauve It Over 003. It's a matte lipstick, and even the packaging is completely matte, which I appreciate. Usually the super lustrous lipsticks, the packaging is very black and shiny, but this is a mauve-y, peachy color. It reminds me of what color smoked salmon should be like. That's what I would have called it, actually, because it totally reminds me of that color. It's really natural, and it's a matte lipstick, but it's very moisturizing, which I really appreciate. I've never had to use a balm before I apply this lipstick, and it stays on pretty much all day because it's a matte lipstick. This is my favorite lipstick from Revlon, so you guys should definitely check this out. I would even say tied for my favorite drugstore lipstick of all time, so it's pretty spectacular. I'll definitely be purchasing this. My other drugstore favorite lipstick is Rimmel's Airy Fairy, which I really, really like for cool tone people like me, but this is really great, and I think it would look great on everyone. Okay, so the last lip color that I have is, oh, it matches my shirt actually. This is a Revlon Super Lustrous lip gloss in the color Pink Pop. And I love this line of lip glosses. So if you guys haven't used the Super Lustrous lip glosses, you totally should. They're way less sticky than MAC lip glosses, so they don't last as long as MAC lip glosses do. But the color payoff is great, and you can kind of layer it so that first layer it's pretty sheer, second layer it starts building its opacity, and it just looks really, I mean, it's just very versatile. Like you can wear it on its own, kind of looking like a balm, and then you can like layer it, and then it looks more like just a very moisturizing lipstick almost. But I really like this lip gloss, Pink Pop, for just on its own without any lipstick, because it's pretty bright, as you can see. So that is it for my makeup favorites, and I wanted to show you guys my favorite book, as I always do. And this month I've read quite a few, but my standout book, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have read actually, it's pretty classic, it's Madame Bovary. So this is a story about a woman, a lady named Emma Bovary, and she just fantasizes and romanticizes everything in her life. She lives in her dreams, and she is very idealistic and kind of like loves art and, you know, beauty and jewelry and like and love, and is just someone who's like out of the romantic period. And she marries this middle-class doctor and basically lives in the country and is completely dissatisfied with her life, and so she ends up cheating on him a couple times. But it's really interesting because it's kind of like this exploration of an ideal world that she lives only in her mind, and you as the reader get to see these awful things that she's doing, but she's feeling like very impassioned from them and just cannot bear the discrepancy between what she thought her life was going to be like and what it's actually turning out to be. And I just found it to be really interesting. The author is seriously such a good writer, and he's the only writer of like a classic novel that I can read and not have to reread, because I understand exactly what's going on. Like pretty much, I mean, I read Moby Dick really recently, and I like reading classics, and Anna Karenina and Tolstoy is one of my favorite authors, but when I read those, I feel like it's so rich. It's like a feast, right? And so you really have to just, you know, slow down your pace and digest it. It's not like reading a Harry Potter book, where I feel like the quality of the literature and the prose is also very high, but at the same time I blew through this book pretty quickly because it's still relatively plot driven. It's not like you're spending 30 pages talking about the countryside flowers and how beautiful and descriptive everything is, but it's pretty plot driven, and so it's pretty easy to get through, but at the same time the literature and the language is just so beautiful. I think the author spent like 5 years writing this book and just really worked at getting every word perfect, and you can definitely appreciate that as a reader. So I really like this book and I really enjoyed it. It kind of reminds me of Jane Austen's Emma, actually. Like they're both kind of like a similar type of like a female protagonist that doesn't quite have a lot of backbone or substance, but I still think it's really interesting to read. And so if you guys haven't read this book, which I'm sure a lot of you have, because I'm sure it was like in your high school reading list or something, it wasn't in mine, so I decided to read it, and I absolutely love it, and will probably reread it again at some point. Okay, well that's it guys for my September favorites. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys very soon. I hope you have a great weekend, and see you in my next video. Bye.